Sara Ertem is an associate professor at Istanbul Medeniyet University. She joins us live from Istanbul. Helen, good to have you. So Sweden, didn't they just start extraditing suspects to Türkiye? That's pretty significant, right? What is lacking here?
Well, from the very beginning, although it had been a subject of a kind of victory in between three sides, actually this was a kind of conditional green light from Turkey to the so-called accession, possible membership of these two countries to NATO. For that reason, I guess today's meetings in Finland and Turkey's attempts can be considered as a kind of control mechanism regarding the agreement made between the two countries and Türkiye. There's a kind of lack of confidence for sure, because there are statements in the past. There weren't any statements in favor of Turkey. We now have statements, at least especially the Swedish side is underlining that the PKK is considered to be a terror organization both by the European Union and NATO, and they're trying to be a NATO member. For that reason, they are trying to underline that PKK is a terrorist organization, but at the same time, there are not yet enough concrete steps from these two countries to persuade the Turkish side. The Turkish parliament will be opened in October, and we will see, I guess, there will be a kind of slow procedure regarding the subject, because Turkey would like to wait and see concrete steps from these two countries regarding the extradition of the people who Turkey wants.
So at this time, you have a war in Europe that threatens to expand. NATO has been wanting to show unity. The thought that NATO could expand to these two Nordic countries and then beyond. As a member of NATO and a key member of NATO, Türkiye must want to see that additional strength to the alliance. So isn't it more important now that it expand and then deal with these other issues later?
Well, Ukraine is a litmus test, I guess we can say so, regarding the future of NATO, because there is a huge lack of confidence among NATO members, not among the other members outside, other countries outside of the NATO, but among the NATO members themselves. So I guess the biggest test for NATO is to be able to continue to deal the problems between its members and possible members without any conflict, especially without any armed conflict. There is a tension rising between Turkey and Greece, especially because of the Greek harassment in the Aegean Sea. So there is a problem between Turkey and Greece, and it's a long history problem. And there are possible problems between Turkey, Finland, and Sweden as possible members, two new members. For that reason, I guess the United States should be aware that it should act quite carefully if it wants to guarantee the future of NATO, because I guess NATO's future is not something given for granted. There are so many problems that should be dealt with. For that reason, I guess the leading country, the United States, especially should pay attention to preserve the balance between its members, NATO members, especially between Türkiye and Greece, and should also show a kind of attempt and effort to erase the problems on the Swedish and Finnish sides regarding the Turkish security concerns on terrorism.
All right, Sara Ertem, thanks for joining us.